Councilwoman Howard.
One second, Mayor. We can
Okay.
sound, and then I'll let you know in 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, this one's definitely.
Yeah, it's real strong.
Yeah, go ahead.
One moment. Mayor, can you do one more test for us?
Yes. Testing. 1, 2.
Perfect.
Testing.
That's perfect. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Mayor. Councilwoman Diane Howard.
Councilman Honore.
Mayor Reynolds.
Councilwoman Yolanda Shepherd.
All right. Thank you so much. At this moment, we'll have a moment of silence. Please mute your phone. Thank you. Council, at this time, we are ready for our approval of the agenda tonight.
I motion to approve the work session agenda for August 21st, 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion regarding the agenda? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. I see we have public comment responses. Do we have any for tonight, City Clerk? All right. Okay, we're going to move to our discussion items. The first item for discussion tonight will be presented by Chief Dejournette, Block 2.
Yeah, Mayor, I would like if we can just table that because the IGA has not been completed. Per Alicia, we talked to her about 30 minutes ago. They were working on it this morning.
Okay, I understand. All right, Council, is that okay with you all?
Yes.
That's fine.
Fine with
And
me.
Councilwoman.
Councilwoman Wynn is here, Mayor.
All right.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wynn. Thank you for joining tonight. All right, we're going to move forward to discussion item again. Council Member Howard, Masonic Lodge.
Yes, Mayor and Council. I was wanting to bring up for discussion of using the Masonic Lodge, considering maybe using the Masonic Lodge instead of the old City Hall for the what's the title for the
Resource
children?
Center.
The Resource Center. And one of my reasons would be that because the Resource Center would be up and running, that would be a good purpose for us to be able to put money into that building to fix it up. We have a purpose without just fixing it up and having it just sitting. And then it would also give a lot of room for different, maybe upstairs could be used for something else. So I just wanted to plant that seed as maybe a consideration to use that building and get funds to fix it up.
Okay, Council, this is up for discussion. Did anyone have any thoughts or concerns?
Yeah, my thing is, would that entitle us to use some of the splosh or anything to fix up the building? I think that's what.
Wow, yes.
Okay.
The grant, no.
All right.
We asked to use the extra money for the grant, they said no.
Okay.
So it's got to be used for, it can be used for computer supplies, tables, desks, stuff like that.
Oh, so
We
that's
have to-
great.
Yeah, we'll submit for that, but I mean, they shouldn't say no. They just said no to upfitting or remodeling. That's the only thing.
Oh, the long
So,
splosh.
Yeah, so then we could have for the, we could use it for
Yeah,
desks and stuff.
so SPOS money, yes, you can,
Mhm.
because it would be, an improvement or a repair.
No, that'd be great.
So, but grant, no.
I never know about it.
That sounds good to me. We'll just still use OC High temporarily
Yeah,
Yeah,
until we
until they-
get to that point.
Yeah,
That sounds
that'd be
good to
good.
me.
That'd be fixing up a
It's
little
a
bit of
beautiful
hope.
building.
I think it's a good thing too, and I also think it's a good thing that, you know, we could use it as a multi-purpose,
Mm-hmm,
you know, facility.
mm-hmm,
Maybe people, I remember when they used the old Bruce Street School,
mm-hmm,
at night, they allowed citizens who wanted to get their GED,
mm-hmm.
they were able to come back and take classes. And then it also can be something like a library. People that work
Yeah.
late, get in late, might need to go to the library or
Use a computer.
somewhere quiet. So I think that's a pretty good idea.
Mhm.
What you got?
Also, just to throw this out there, and I'll know more details. JP Morgan Chase Bank called today. They're gonna set a meeting up with me sometime this week. They're supposed to let me know. So they want to see what they can put into the community to help with that. So just a thought, I'll see where they're at with that, you know,
Mhm.
That's excellent.
what they want to do or how we can incorporate them
Nice.
to an up there. So
Yeah. That would, al-
that came through, of course, Dominique.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's his people.
Thank you.
Well, that's kind of, his foundation is kind of tied to them. So he did the sponsorship with us with the venture bag. So they were like, well, we want to help out even more.
and if I can add, it would also help toward our blight situation. It will give that building life, you know, so just, you know what I mean? Just give it life, yes.
And you know what? I'm just throwing this out, and maybe we could discuss it later. It would also be a nice idea, since it's a historical building, to come up with a plaque that gives, you know, some of the things that were done in that building as far as the Masonic Lodge, because there is paperwork in there to give you the history, how they reached out to different people all over the Atlanta area, not just the Lithonia area, that we could put, you know, that we could use that too.
Mhm.
And for some tourism.
Yes,
Yeah.
I, in the midst of the fix up, there were some encyclopedia books that was in there. And while they was throwing stuff around, I don't know if I told you guys before, but I took the liberty of housing them at my house. But of course, whenever we could unhouse them, it'd be great. But just to remind you guys that I do have those. I didn't know if, you know, we're gonna have another historical piece. Mhm.
That's neat.
All right.
Forward to work.
Is that all the discussion regarding the Masonic Lodge? Just want to make sure.
Yes, that's the majority of what I wanted to bring up. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Police Department update. Do we have any update, Chief?
Nothing, nothing really major. I did want to say, I attended an event this weekend. I went on my own dime, but I went out there for the police department. It was in Birmingham. It was called Culture City Ball. So it's a thing. We are actually going to be certified to deal with kids. I spoke about this before, that have non-visible disabilities. Okay. And kids that have visible disabilities. So in Alabama, they have to be mandated and get the training through Culture City for you to be an officer. You deal with kids in crisis.
Right.
So I was invited to go out there to the ball. The mayor was too. She just was a little under the weather. Went out there. It was an amazing event. I mean, just to give you an idea of the people that were there, Dwight Howard, Tony Snell, professional wrestlers were there. Philadelphia Eagles doing the Saints. Jacksonville Jaguars sponsored it. I mean, all these people. And I met with the Birmingham mayor, a bunch of people. So they want to definitely recognize us, and they think that it's amazing. We're going to be the first in Georgia to have our officers certified through that. It's an hour training class we'll go through. They'll have a bag that's put in every patrol car that has stuff to deal with kids that are in crisis.
I love it.
Yeah,
And the
that's great.
patrol car will have a sticker on the back saying we're Culture City certified. So I will tell you this, this is the 9th year that they've been doing it. I mean, I bought in at the ball. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was some heart-wrenching stories. I mean, that kids go through, not only kids, I mean, there was a professional wrestler there that he got hurt 3 years ago, and now he can't deal with loud sounds and lights, so he can't function in this profession no more. So, I mean, he's like 40 years old, but I mean, he has a non-visible disability now, and Culture City's helped him get through it. So I just want to say it's going to be like truly amazing once we get certified, which should be in the next couple of weeks. We'll get certified through them, and then they want to recognize us at the next fall. So it's big. It's 900 people showed up. Everybody from CEOs to sports teams owners to the who's of who.
That should be a write-up in the paper somewhere.
So,
Somebody.
it'll go more in the paper when they get done.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
but I'm
doing
just
that.
saying,
So,
yeah.
it was it definitely was. I mean, it definitely was something special. So.
And we need it. We definitely need it.
Yeah, that's one thing.
So, that's all we have from the police department, Mayor. We don't have nothing special this past week.
Oh, that's very special.
Okay.
That's good.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. As far as the mayor's report is concerned, it was a rough week last week mentally, with the fly, going back and forth. And I want to thank Chief for just being there right with me, going through the motions, checking the emails, following the emails, going on Zoom, then we get on the phone call. It was a lot going on last week that you all didn't know about, but
We didn't know about it.
that really declined the 6%.
6 years.
Now that's been 6 years. And I learned, and that was something I did not know. I didn't know that if the city, declines whatever that the tab was introducing, that will, help us in SWAP, whether it's a 5-year, the 6-year, or whatever year. If you have a city that, they don't want to do it, everybody else is like sitting there looking like, okay, why not? Because all of us have to be on the same page. So that's something I did not know, and I learned that on last week. But I prayed about it. Me and Stone Mountain prayed about it. Stone first made it first. We were just trying to figure it all out late at night. But I'm just grateful that come Friday morning, because Thursday wasn't looking good. Friday morning we celebrated with the 6 years. So I'm grateful that we're going to be able to do some things in the city of Lithonia. Money's coming in that we definitely need. Just like Mayor Howard, not Mayor Howard, oh my God, I'm claiming it on you. Councilwoman Howard stated to us that, the Masonic Lodge would be a great idea to use SWAT or, the Resource Center or what have you. But I'm just grateful that there's other things that we can do besides that. I'm sure we'll put the money where it needs to be, and I'm grateful for that. But other than that, as far as the mayor's report, that's all I had. That's the most thing that I can think of that's on my mind right now is what we went through, me and Chief went through last week. I do know tonight, if we can, we do need a executive session. So I'm going to let council members do their updates, and then we can proceed from there, okay?
Mayor, real quick in reference to the SWAT, I did remind you, we will probably have to do a special call meeting due to timing issues in reference to getting our IGA approved once we get it from the attorney. So just so like she was saying that the timing was a problem last week. They were supposed to have it all done. They didn't get done until 2 a.m. Friday morning. So, but she did say we will probably do a special call meeting to approve the IGA.
The turn.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that's understandable. All right, Councilwoman Howard, you ready for your update? We'll start from the back.
Mayor, it seemed like it was something and I can't remember, but if you could start on the other side and maybe it'll come to me, maybe it won't. It won't.
Okay. Is it Councilwoman Wynn? or you want-
Yes,
She's there.
Start with
Say the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, Mayor, how you doing?
How you
I'm
feeling today?
okay. Yes, she just threw me off a little bit, but I thought, didn't think about this, council, mayor and council. I thought about, I was just asking Chief about an email that we received, and put some more email. Someone sent a whistleblower. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this is what I was thinking about, the building that's right behind us, the tall brick building. I was just wondering, what was happening, I know council, we had mentioned before about putting something, had suggested about putting something in place as far, when people come and they say they're going to do this and they're gonna do that, but it's about that property over here off of Center Street.
Yeah.
That's what the email was about. So I was saying, when people come in the community, businesses, not people, but businesses, when they come into the community, they have a plan, they present it to us, and we okay it. I think we need to have something in place stating that, if whatever their intentions are, whatever they plan on doing, we need to be updated quarterly, because what happened is it gets away from us, it gets away from them, and they have to come back to us, asking us. The lady behind us with the
Oh.
building next, not the roof, the brick house. She wanted to do a home, but, she had came to the city and she thought about doing, in other words, she got a grant. She got her attorney involved about the city being so slow about not okaying what she wanted. So I'm saying this, we still don't know what's happening with that building.
Right.
And I think we need to know what's going on when you come in, you put in for a business license. And the place that you have put in for, it's not being occupied, it's not being built on. I think that's something we need to consider, that way we will not have to go back. Chief?
The building come out, the one for the hospice.
Hospice.
So
I couldn't think of that.
she's in litigation with her architect and had to hire a new one because Andy Safefield didn't approve her drawing. So now she's got a new one, and I think they. Yeah, right. So I know that was like last week or the week before. But she came in here to tell us about the new, because what happened is the one that she had, if you think of it this way, he basically turned in like a design on drawing with crayons. And Andy was like, no, we can't accept that.
Okay.
So when she went back to him, apparently he ran off. I don't know the whole story behind that, but they were submitting new drawings.
You talking about this building?
The big one,
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what about the building over here at 7124 on Center Street, where the lady's building these homes?
Where's she building homes at?
The apartment.
The apartments over there on Center Street.
On Center, where we had that open space where the guy was talking about doing the meat thing?
Right.
That one was held up by the county. So everything was submitted to the county. I signed a routing sheet for her. She was good to go because the county was supposed to do our LDA review. The county said, we don't do LDA reviews for you guys. It's not a part of the IGA. So just last Friday, Harry came out, we talked. Harry and Lowe is gonna do the LDA review. Then the county comes out and does fire and stormwater review.
Okay, those are things that we need to.
Yeah, so the biggest issue with them was the county was moving offices, whatever that planning and zoning was. And literally they would shoot you an email saying, we're not accepting emails or calls because we're moving.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just talked to her on Friday or Thursday.
Okay, and then, when I saw that email, that got my attention about this building, what's going on over here? Or is there something was in place, like going into vacation, they should have
2 or 3 months.
just touch bases with
Updated
us.
something, 'cause I remember like it was just approving something on it. I'm actually, man, let's get.
Yeah.
Cause it's been a while.
And that one, just so I'll update y'all on the other one, I think, just in the podcast
Restaurant.
studio, you remember that one? Somebody told me, oh, maybe it was you.
About the studio?
Yeah, remember the lady through the studio
Yeah.
on Sundown Street? So they poured the concrete and apparently her general contractor ran off with all her money. That's the whole thing. We're actually trying to investigate that.
Oh, boy. That's the story of a
installed.
lifetime.
Okay,
Hey, Emmett.
thank you so much. Councilwoman, what is it now?
Okay.
I know, right?
You're on.
We have updated story with me. Okay.
You gotta say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
You gotta say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, okay. No update.
Okay, thank you for joining, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
All right.
And,
Mayor Pro Tem Shepherd, I'm calling everybody Mayor.
Yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Oh, what do I have? I did want to mention this so that we can talk about it in a future meeting. Just riding through Lithonia Park, hoping that we can possibly, or Chief could possibly have a conversation with them about maintenance of that park. There are trees down all through, from the front to the back of the park, that need to be, disposed of. There's a lot of little bitty maintenance that I saw myself personally. I'm not saying that we could possibly take care of that for them, but I just want to open a line of communication with the DeKalb County in terms of that park and making sure it's in good condition for our citizens, because a lot of our Lithonia area people utilize that park, and we want to make sure that it looks fixed. Because if we were taking care of it, we would make sure it looks good. So we need them to also do that same thing. So they're just having a conversation about that.
I agree. Steve,
Yes.
can you let council know what happened, Saturday?
So on Saturday, there was it water that was leaking from, was it the bathroom or up by the pavilion?
It was up by the pavilion,
Pavilion.
but the bathroom wasn't working at
Yeah,
all.
the bathroom wasn't working, it was up by the pavilion, and the lady that was the renter, basically talked to the county, and the county told her to contact us. And I think, didn't they give her your number?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they gave the lady, the mayor's phone number to call for us to take care of it. But I've actually emailed Marvin Phillips himself, which is the director,
Okay.
about having a meeting and didn't get no response back. She didn't even talk to them, so it's gonna come down to, we're gonna keep emailing, talk. Because we had a discussion, me and Mr. Phillips had a discussion in length before about that part. He understood that the only thing that was us was those fields.
But we do need to have a conversation about him keeping his word about certain things. Because that keep referring them back to you and Mayor, and that can't keep happening. Y'all gonna give us a part, y'all give us a part. Right. Other than that,
It goes back to when Southwest DeKalb rented
Yeah.
They thought they were renting the fields because that's what they were
That's what
told
I
they
said.
could use the field. The county accepted the money and told the guy, well, if you want the grass cut, go to the city of Lithonia. So just like he came here and he said, I'm coming to ask you this, but it doesn't seem right. Why would I pay them money, but you guys are gonna cut the grass?
Right.
Even he knew that wasn't
and
right.
if he would have never came to do that, like we would,
Yeah,
we need to get an understanding. Like it's divisional back there, but we still need to get an understanding of like on your maintainers, and we collect for this.
You
And
think we should have signage on the field so people will know when they can come and check it out, they'll know who to call, who to contact?
we can get City of Lithonia property signs. That's easy.
Huh?
We can get signs that just say City of Lithonia Field, in contact like the office for rental or something like that.
I mean, I bet that would help because most people will go down there to see what it looks like,
Yeah.
to see if it is
And-
contact
and
information.
It goes back to like I told one of the county guys before. If we maintained it, why did you guys pave the whole park?
Right.
Y'all just paved it and did all that stuff right around the if it was on us, why would you guys do that?
What happened to the toilet? What caused that
It's
to,
just not working. That's the county.
it's just not
I think
working?
I personally think they cut the water off because what happened is they built that back there. Nobody goes back there to lock it. Nobody checks on it. People are just going in and out, destroying it. So I think they cut the water off.
But my
You
thing
can't do
is,
that.
if you got it on schedule, that it's being rented from such and such
Yep.
date,
Oh,
you
the
will
water
go
there.
check it and make sure everything is working properly, it's clean,
Mhm.
They're actually-
It don't leak, and it's like they don't care about it.
Right.
They just they don't care, they won't act like that. Because
So they're
when you go to
supposed,
other parts, I see something
Yep.
totally different.
Me too. And that's why I made the comment, if you want to give it to us, but don't just keep making the thinking we just gonna maintain it. No.
so, and Mayor, I mean, council, however far you want me to take this, but Brookhaven had the same issue, and they forced the county to give them control of the boat.
And that's exactly what I'm asking for, because I have a problem with it. And it may have been an honest mistake, but I have a problem with you taking payment for something that is not your responsibility. That's our,
When you talk about the, she said that you stated that you would only be renting the pavilion. The gentleman said that that was never the discussion. Everything and every piece of paper he signed said was on the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still took his money.
Yeah.
And then when he called back, she was very mad.
and then how I know that has to be true, because that happened to a friend of mine, is because they ask you how many people are you expecting at your event,
And now
right?
at this point as well,
And-
he told me
thank
he
you.
was expecting 500 people.
And
while
that's
they only
well
think
beyond
he would
pavilion.
have the pavilion.
That's well beyond pavilion. So like I say, if y'all want to keep trying to control but not control, give it to us. We'll take it. Give us something. You give it to us. We'll take it.
Mayor, before you move on, I'm sorry, I wanted to, you know, I don't have group messages on things. Did you
I
send
thought we
a
had
message?
two more. We got
Oh.
two different groups. We got one
Oh,
that's
wait, yeah,
city
y'all do
leaders.
have two different groups.
Oh, well, I guess you didn't get it. I wanted to publicly thank you then. I don't know if you got it or not. Just saying thank you. There were some neighbors that live on the very corner where it curves off on Reagan Street, and a lot of cars go through there to get onto Main Street. So it's not just the people that live on the street, and when it rains really hard, like limbs fall down, and literally it's such a tiny tree, it blocks everything, you gotta go awkwardly around. And Chief, thank you so much. He worked with Mr. Munson, and they got a tree coming out the next day, and had all those limbs taken down, so thank you so much.
It's the, so the company that's trimming the limbs, we have them while they're here, we have to see another spot that needs to be done, we have them cut it, because it costs us just as much money to have Munson come out in the middle of the night.
Cover your mouth. Yeah, thank you.
We have Munson come out in the middle of the night to cut trees up, or if it hits a truck. Luckily, we've had one incident where it hit a truck, but it just so happened it was like 6 inches away from being ours, so it wasn't our responsibility. But we try to cut everything down and get it away where we don't have no responsibility.
Yeah.
Because trees have been falling up there.
Yeah.
They have, I had to cut mine too. God bless.
Plus, you know,
They
they
seized the
used to
handle.
like getting like ornaments, you know, over there on time out to one of the guys, and they, he was shouting that, the tree was coming down. And just as it was a month, and that's been a month or so ago, but he had somebody there the same day to come and pick it up, so they have been on it.
Yes, they have.
And then I have one more thing, y'all. Man, I know I mentioned this to you, and I apologize. I know you gave me a response, but I forgot what it was. About the Citizens Trust Old Bank right here on Thomont, Lithonia. I left a message for the bank manager because the ATM no longer works, and the door is off of and what made me think about it is I saw two little kids riding a scooter in the parking lot. And somebody has actually taken the door off of the whole ATM glass enclosure, and it's just sitting there. And I'm saying to myself, if that door fall, it's probably on somebody. Or if even somebody thinks that the ATM is working and they try to go in there and that door slides and falls, that's just too much. So like if they still own the property, they need to fix that ASAP. So I left a message. Nobody has called me back. It's been about 2 days. So
Me and
that's just right.
Ashley, when we did a bank
I
run,
called them before, they didn't get a call back on another issue, but go ahead, Keith.
when we did a bank run, I actually talked to he's brand new, the new bank manager of Panola, and I asked him if they still own that. He said yes. I said, well, we need to know some kind of plan of what you're gonna do because it's just sitting there vacant, people are dumping stuff. He's like, he acted like they didn't know that, so he was supposed to be finding out what's going on.
And what made me also think about it is they have trees on their property line that are outrageous. They need to be trimmed back, trimmed down, trimmed whatever. But they need to maintain their property. If they don't.
At one point, was it about a month or two ago, somebody came, cut the grass, trimmed the bushes, did all that stuff, and they turned all the LED lights on the outside.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
because it's shining my bedroom.
And I don't think that they do
It's
that
bright.
anymore. I haven't
And that's
seen
the
the Lithonia.
Citizens Trust
Yeah.
Bank? And it's one for Nola?
There's one of, that's the one
The
we
main
do.
headquarters is on Fanola.
Oh.
There's one
You're
downtown
right,
too,
you're right,
but
you're
that's
right.
the main one.
Wow. Why they just keep it empty? I would love to get that answer. Like, there's no money, you just have.
I love to get money
ATM.
back, you know.
It's a pretty building.
We needed to be open
Maybe
and
we can get
functioning.
some partners from the resource center that want help to invest in putting another bank in our community.
That would be great.
Plus,
JP Morgan.
the lady from Peach was interested.
Yes.
Right.
Uh-huh, but I don't think.
I think she wanted the old city hall, but I would have loved it if she would have got that.
She wanted a smaller
She
area.
wanted, she asked about,
That was really nice. We do need another bank.
and she
Yeah.
didn't, she didn't say anything about it, but then she came back trying to get some information.
I would surely utilize a bank that's in my own city,
Me too.
you know?
Yeah, me too. That's all I had.
It could be office
That's my-
suites.
Okay, all right, let's move over to Councilman Honoré.
All right. Well, I'll give you some information on the DDA. We are planning on appreciation dinner for the police department. I think everybody's gonna get if you haven't already got an invitation. 31st, we're gonna have it. 5 to 7. Yeah. So that's gonna be something that DDA is putting on. Also, had I met a guy, but anyway, he did a presentation for the DDA about container homes, and I'm not going to say much on that, but I need I'm going to try to get him to come and present it to the city council. So the idea is this: what they're trying to work on is smaller cities like ours, land shortage, but like they built these homes. I think it was in East Point. You ever heard of?
They're
Yeah,
so cute.
yeah. They were going for like 200. It's affordable housing, I guess Amelia, but it's neat and it's pretty. We have land that people could you sell a piece of land and expand our tax base and citizenship in the area. But you have to see it. I know it sounds crazy like it's metal, but they put out a skin on it, and it really looks nice. And that's something when we get to it, that's going to be something we can see, and we could actually create some citizen wealth in the land. They do it for mother-in-law. They call it mother-in-law suite, but parents, elderly parents in the neighborhood, put in the yard. My yard is big enough. I would like to put one right there, because it's an income producing also. But it looks nice. It's small, and that's what people like now. Look convenient. Like I say, I just go ahead and eat and sleep now, and go to the kitchen. So I don't even need a lot of room. But anyway, it's a nice presentation. I'm gonna see if we get that together. And I just want to tell you about the chief. For the police department dinner. That's it. Is it gonna be here? I think it's gonna be at the occasion main. We fancy for Miss M, and we're gonna have to definitely have some. Well, we ain't gonna be shut. All right, that's it. Thanks, Mayor.
You're welcome. Councilwoman Howard, you ready?
Yes, it just came to mind that with my complaining about kudzu growing all around Conyers Street, well, at least behind the Lithonia housing, I did speak with
Miss Davis.
Miss Nikki.
Oh yeah. I want to say
Yeah.
something.
And she did send someone over there to address. She had cut the weeds down behind the housing one time, but they didn't continue to maintain it, so it continued to grow. But she sent someone over there again, and it looks like the guy said that they will continue to maintain it and not let it grow back up. So I just wanted to put that out there. She was being very accommodating to help, keep the city clear of kudzu, because and I think that's all I can remember right now. Thank you.
I got something to add to that too. Riding around, I went down Bruce Street, Bruce's Circle, and all that. The amount of cars they have now in these apartments are ridiculous. The housing, they got abandoned cars, and it looks horrible. I mean, you know, and I think, go ahead, Chief. You said, Chief working on it.
Mayor, do you remember when you had me come, Ms. Davis?
Last week,
Yes, we're actually working on a list and figuring out who's in what and who shouldn't be there. She's working on that right now.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
So,
a good start.
she called me for information on several different locations, and I'll be honest with you. She, you know, I guess she said she's going to do some health stuff, but she didn't know none of this was going on, so she's in the process of working on it.
Has anyone ever seen her in person?
No.
I have.
You have?
Yeah, she came out when I first called her about the kudzu growing. She came out and addressed it. But is there anything that we can do to kind of spray? Because there's an area down on, because even at the park, I see it's coming around where the water is. The kudzu, is there anything we can kind of spray to kind of keep it in check a little bit? Because that's a lot. I don't know if that's in the city. It's a lot up there on Congress Street.
To spray to spray certain spray to kill kudzu per our MS4 agreement with the Georgia Department of Resource. Our guys can't have those type of chemicals. We have
Right.
So that's one thing we did talk about, because we're trying to, my goal was to try to get Munson and them to be able to have commercial chemicals to go around and spray and kill stuff. So per them, when we had our meeting about 3 weeks ago, they'll have to go get certified in a couple of things, not hard to do. So if they do that, then we can keep chemicals. Other than that, we can only go and buy what's at like Home Depot or Lowe's.
Buy it or have another company to
We can have a
come.
company come out and look and see.
To
what's sprayed.
see. Because I know over by, well, I don't know if it's our bill or would it be Lithonia housing, but across where Kelly, what is that? No, what is that? The street that runs in right there between the park and the Kelly Street. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of
You're talking
cuts.
about on that embankment?
Yeah, it looked like somebody might have sprayed a little something. It looked like something was dying. But you remember the incident where the guy had committed a crime with kids back there because of all of that kudzu? So it's also an area that causes.
We can get somebody to come out and look at this. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, to at least keep it down. Just to ignore it, it's just getting rampant. It's going crazy.
That would
Yeah.
be on, that would be on the.
Yeah, and in addition to that, it's once it get cold, it goes dormant. But as soon as it warms back up, it pops up and it's just as bad or worse. Thank you.
Okay, while we're on the topic of minutes, I just wanted to ask a question. And I know it's not our property, I think it's, Bell South property on, AT&T. You know how there's a lot that they're building finally, which is cool, but right next to it is not there, and I think that's AT&T. Is there anything that we can, is code
So,
enforcement,
yeah,
you
so
know?
code enforcement reached out to them and and actually we even went over and talked to somebody to try to find them to cut the grass.
Okay.
There's also somebody else that's interested in buying that property, possibly the same person that's
That would
building.
make sense, yeah.
So that's also in play too. Just kind of, we're trying to help them build the connection, because we can only send a certified letter. They can't even do nothing about it. It has to go through their corporate office.
But they usually always keep it clean. I'm
Yeah.
like, what
And that's what we told them.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, one more question. Damn, I laughed to do it.
Like that.
You forgot?
I gotta do better. It was just there. Okay, we talked about the property. I'm gonna have to interrupt again. Oh, I know. Okay, the property that was cleared off right there on the corner of Bourne Street and Swift, where they had the cars at. Has someone presented anything for that property as of yet?
Not yet. It's in the process of being sold.
The one person who
Yeah.
was trying to get it couldn't get it because of what we said, the age district. He was, it was a young man trying to
Oh,
put
yeah.
a moving company there.
So Robert Green is the one that's trying to, I believe, buy to move into it. And per zoning, per Bill Johnston, he can do it. He just can't add on, build anything, make it bigger, none of that. He can only clean it up and paint it.
But it has different sections to it.
Yeah, he can't.
What
add
does he
on.
want to do with it? What do he want to put there?
I think an automotive shop. job.
Oh, come on. I thought we cut that out. We cut anything to do with automotive out. So he can't do automotive.
What could you really put, we could think about it, what could?
So, and that's why, I mean, he hasn't even bought it yet, it's just been talked about, and he still has to buy it, somebody has to do.
Well, it would be good if he knows that if he's planning on putting something automotive there, that he knows that's not gonna happen.
So,
Because we've already banned it. Anything, do you guys remember that?
Yeah, because we were talking about the tire company trying to do that on, right behind, your shop, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
Mhm.
yeah. But what about the trucks? Is this truck still down there?
speaking of trucks, Warren was patrolling on Kelly Street and found a stolen 18-wheeler the other day.
What?
Yeah.
The whole truck?
Yeah. So, I'm done.
That made you something, it made me something like, really?
The trailer and the cab?
The cab was on the side of the building on Kelly Street in the apartment. The trailer was on Roberts Lake, Central Street, stolen out of Chicago.
Wow.
Wow.
Didn't have nothing in it, huh? It was empty?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
He was driving.
Mm-mm.
In addition to what you were saying about those homes, I've seen people take the 18-wheeler, the trailer, and make a home out of that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how big it is.
Yeah,
You got 40 length, 40 foot.
because the city, the property that's cut out in the city has it have a house and it has a lot of land. I would love to put something back there,
Yeah, while we're on the topic,
Mhm.
what was our, rule on accessory dwelling? Is it the same thing, do you have to pop it or you just do it?
I don't know, we probably have to put some,
some verbiage. We need to add
yeah, we
something
need to
to
add
change it because it's so, stringent right
You don't
now.
want it to be
There's
bad.
no way nobody could come in and do anything.
Yeah.
We have to
We talked
open
about
it up.
that when, the lady who owned the barbershop
We
wanted to
did.
put that, wanted to put her.
But she didn't have power, that's why we allowed it, right?
Yeah, that's why we allowed, because
Yeah,
it
we
was
need to
just a
open
metal
it up.
structure.
Yeah, we need to have a discussion, find out where we are with it and what we need to change.
Yeah,
And I think he has language too, because he worked with another city.
Yeah.
And another excellent idea, you should see how he have the idea for a business cubicle where it opens up and it folds down, and it had like this one had a bar, and it fold down and had where they could put little tables in the
We do
middle.
that in Fairburn.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, I've seen little houses in
It lo-
Clemson
it
too.
looks nice.
It looks
I
very
mean,
nice.
so we could expand the business district further out, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And residential,
And really,
because if your lot can accommodate more living behind it, yeah.
Mayor.
All right, all right.
Okay,
All right.
what was that, Mayor?
We have a
Thank
good
you.
time.
I know.
And actually, can we put that on the, for agenda so we can contact Bill Johnson and he come back and we have a
I'll get
discussion
that
about,
Building dimensions,
yes, please.
yeah.
So that's already one for your next. when you
I'll
come
try to
back.
get that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll get the
Sorry.
verbiage too from the guy.
Yeah, wonderful, great.
All right. Go ahead, Mayor.
Okay,
All
Mayor.
right, well, all of them.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we do have a need for an executive session. I would like to go ahead and get a motion, please.
For what?
For personnel or litigation.
Personnel.
all right, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session for personnel.
Second?
Is there a second?
Diane,
Okay,
Howard.
okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Any discussion?
yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mhm.
All right, I attend the thank you, council. How are we looking in, the court chamber?
Just a second, we will be good to go. Oh, we're not saying anything.
Okay.
That's the mayor. Go ahead.